Gentlemen, let me ask you something straight, man to man. Have you ever finished an intimate moment, lying there in the quiet, and felt a nagging doubt creep in? Have you ever wondered, did she really enjoy that, or was she just being polite? If you've ever felt that uncertainty, you are far from alone. In fact, peer-reviewed studies and clinical data suggest a staggering reality. Nearly 70% of women admit to having faked an orgasm at least once in their lives. This isn't because they don't care about you or want to deceive you. Usually, it's because they don't feel they have the permission or the vocabulary to tell you what they actually need to feel fulfilled. But here is the part that should change how you view your bedroom life forever. In a landmark international survey involving over 10,000 women from diverse backgrounds and age groups, the participants were asked what they truly, deeply craved during intimacy. Their answers were not what most men think. They didn't point to the things you see in adult films or the hacks you read about in men's magazines. Today, I am going to break down these findings step by step. By the end of this discussion, you will know exactly what women desire most but rarely say out loud, and more importantly, how to bring that into your relationship starting tonight. Before we dive into the science, do me a quick favor. If you value honest medical, backed advice on men's health and relationships, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know in the comments where you are watching from. I take great pride in seeing this global community of men connecting, learning, and striving to be better partners and healthier individuals. Now, let's clear up one of the most persistent and damaging myths in the world of male sexuality, the obsession with physical mechanics. Most men are conditioned to believe that female satisfaction is a mathematical equation involving size, technical precision, or sheer physical stamina. You've heard the old saying, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. While that's a step in the right direction, it still focuses entirely on the boat. The truth is that what women crave goes far deeper than the physical. Across thousands of clinical studies and decades of sexual health research, the number one factor in a woman's satisfaction isn't your physique or your height. It is whether she feels desired, safe, and emotionally tethered to you while being touched. This isn't just romance, it is biology. When a woman feels secure and genuinely wanted, her brain's hypothalamus signals the release of oxytocin and dopamine. These are the bonding and reward hormones that physically open the body to arousal. They increase blood flow and sensitivity. On the flip side, if she feels judged, rushed, or emotionally ignored, her nervous system shifts into fight or flight mode. This releases cortisol, which effectively shuts down the arousal response like a light switch. The myth that women want a machine in bed is completely false. They crave a man who makes them feel seen, cherished, and intensely desired. For those of you who are new here, I'm Dr. NERITA. I am a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist with over 12 years of clinical experience. I have worked with thousands of men and couples, helping them navigate the complexities of hormonal health, performance anxiety, and the rebuilding of intimacy. I can tell you from a decade of private consultations that the gap between what men think women want and what women actually want is enormous. My mission is to bridge that gap with real science-based answers so you can stop second guessing yourself and start thriving in your health and your relationships. Let's begin our countdown of the 5 biggest desires identified in that global survey, starting with number 5, emotional safety before physical passion. This is the truth most men underestimate. For most women, arousal does not start in the body, it starts in the mind. Biologically, a woman's limbic system, the emotional center of the brain, must feel unthreatened before her body can fully engage. If she is stressed about the kids, worried about a work deadline, or feeling disconnected from you because of a recent argument, her body will struggle to respond, regardless of your technique. Practically, emotional safety means she doesn't feel pressured to perform or judged for her body. It means you are reading her cues rather than following a script. You can build this safety through micro check-ins, asking simple questions like, "Is this okay?" or "Do you like it when I do this?" It doesn't kill the mood, it builds a foundation of trust. When she knows she can say no or stop without you getting defensive, she feels safe enough to say a full, enthusiastic yes. Number 4 is the desire to feel actively wanted. This was a recurring theme in the survey. I want to feel like he wants me, not just sex. There is a massive psychological difference between a man seeking a physical release and a man seeking a connection with his partner. When a woman senses genuine, focused desire, her brain releases dopamine, which primes her for pleasure. This is why foreplay should start hours before you enter the bedroom. Emotionally, being told, "I've been thinking about you all day," or "You look incredible in that dress," melts away the insecurities many women carry about their bodies. Practically, this means using your voice. Men are often taught to be the silent, strong type. But in intimacy, silence is often misinterpreted as boredom. Use your words to describe what you find beautiful about her. Simple affirmations like "I love how you feel in my arms" are far more effective at triggering a biological response than any physical trick. Number 3 is variety and surprise. Many men fall into the trap of the perfect routine. They find one sequence that worked once, and they repeat it every single time, but the human brain is wired for novelty. Biologically, new experiences trigger a spike in dopamine. This doesn't mean you need to engage in dangerous acrobatics. Variety can be found in the smallest shifts, changing the lighting, moving from the bed to a different room, or simply altering the speed and pressure of your touch. Variety communicates effort. It shows her that you are still curious about her, even after years together. It says, "I care enough to keep this fresh." If you want to surprise her without it feeling forced, try changing just one element at a time: the tempo, the intensity, or the environment. That single shift can make a familiar experience feel entirely new and exciting, keeping the spark alive through cognitive engagement. Number 2 is clear, confident communication. There is a misconception that dirty talk has to be graphic or pornographic. In reality, what women crave is clarity. Biologically, clarity reduces the noise of uncertainty. When a man communicates with confidence, both about what he likes and what he sees her enjoying, it lowers her cortisol levels. This allows her to focus entirely on the sensation rather than wondering if she is doing it right. Many men stay silent because they are afraid of saying the wrong thing, but silence creates a vacuum that is often filled with anxiety. Your voice acts as a bridge. Communication can be as simple as guiding her a little slower, just like that, or "I love it when you do that." This isn't just talk, it's leadership. It shows you are present, attentive, and confident in the shared experience. Finally, we reach the number 1 craving, the thing women desired most but often felt too shy to ask for. It wasn't a specific position or a duration of time, it was aftercare and affection. Biologically, women experience a significant surge of oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, following an orgasm. This hormone creates a deep need for bonding. If a man immediately rolls over, checks his phone, or falls asleep, that oxytocin surge can quickly turn into a vulnerability crash, leading to feelings of loneliness or being used. Aftercare is the practice of staying present after the physical act is over. Emotionally, it communicates that you value her as a person, not just as a sexual partner. Practically, this means holding her, brushing her hair back, and offering a few words of reassurance like, "That was wonderful," or "I love being close to you." This is the habit that sets good lovers apart from great ones. While most men think the encounter ends at climax, for a woman, the emotional peak often occurs in those quiet moments afterward. So, how do you put all of this into practice? I recommend a simple 3-step plan. First, start with presence. Before you even initiate intimacy, take 30 seconds to breathe and clear your mind of the day's stress. Focus entirely on her. Second, use the one phrase per phase rule. Give her a compliment early on, give her feedback during the act, and offer affection afterward. Third, don't be afraid to practice. If talking feels awkward, rehearse a few genuine phrases while you're alone until they feel natural. I want to remind you that if these concepts feel new or even a bit intimidating, That is perfectly okay. Most men were never taught the emotional intelligence side of health and intimacy, but it is never too late to evolve. Whether you are 30 or 70, you have the capacity to build deeper connections and more satisfying experiences. Women don't crave a perfect man, they crave a connected man. They want to be desired, surprised, and held. You already have the tools to provide that. It starts with your presence, your words, and your genuine care. Thank you for being part of this journey toward better health and deeper connections. I'm Dr. NERITA, and I'll see you in the next one.